Man, surprised being as heavy as I was, I could still bust out like 2 or 3 muscle ups. But yeah, look at your boy getting gymnasty. My fucking beanie and shit. Forgot to throw this in before we get into some back and chest stuff. This is actually a wall walk to nose and toes hold. It's great for midline stability and shoulder strength. And I went ahead and threw in this deadlift. This was like 405. It was like a couple weeks ago. First time I really put even this amount of weight in the bar a long ass time, and I was actually fairly impressed. Went pretty good, and then my form stayed pretty solid. You notice I'm actually like bending my knees down. So I figured I'd throw this in. This was on the previous back chest day. Just start with I start, basically my back day with a row, and then we get into some rack chin-ups, basically. All it is a scaled chin-up, basically, and the higher you put your feet, the more advanced it is. So we usually start that here, so I figure I'd show you that exercise, and then we get into deadlifts. But what you got to do when you get in the gym is just switch shit up. So this week when I did chest and back, I skipped the rack chins, and what I did is just lowered the weight, and I kind of just did like a little circuit set, so I basically threw in, I was supposed to do deadlifts. I threw in pull-ups with a band just so I can get like 10 solid pull-ups, good squeeze. And then I'm also supposed to do shrugs. So basically 5 sets of most of all of that stuff. So I just figured I'd throw it all together. Basically adds in a little bit more intensity, keeps the heart rate up longer. So it definitely helps with fat loss. And we're actually down to 205 pounds this week. When I initially got started and I was like getting my shit together, I was like 212, and that was basically because I went ham on some wings, basically 2 days in a row, and beer. So with all that sodium and shit, just made me retain a shit ton of water, and I'm sure I had a little bit of weight. But slowly last week started reining in my diet. This week's a little bit better, and then next week we're looking at intro to basically where I'm going to start carb cycling. I'm actually working with a guy off Twitter. He's basically pretty high level power. What the fuck? Why can't I think of the fucking words? He's a high level powerlifting athlete. And the dude cuts from like 185 to 165 perfect, and he doesn't lose any strength whatsoever. So I'm working with him. We're gonna be reining that in next week, so that should be interesting to do, like really low ass carb days. And here's another thing: is I'm not trying to be in the gym for fucking 3 years. So I started just supersetting different exercises, and it was basically reverse crossover, cable crossovers right into basically low pull. And if you noticed, I want to point something out. I did this on purpose. Notice the first few reps and pay attention to what I do. Like, I don't recommend you like doing the whole like lean over and use your body English, and that's right where I switched to where basically you should be doing. It should be like keeping your core midline tight and pulling the weight into your stomach, lower chest. This is definitely going to be a lot better squeeze in your upper back. But yeah, we just basically supersetted that, and we did some additional. That was mainly the back stuff. Supposed to do decline, hammer strength, but this gym I've been working at doesn't have it. I do go to Gold's, but I've been trying this gym out because it's a lot less crowded. It's mainly a boot camp-ish gym, but they offer like a ton of boot camp classes, so a lot of high intensity type of stuff. It's not really CrossFit, but it's just high intensity movement. And I actually posted one of the workouts on Twitter, I actually had to like stop the workout because my lower back was just destroyed because I've done zero mobility. And this is like another thing I've done with chest. These are like 65-pound dumbbells. So I started with a warm up, and initially I was like, maybe I'll get more weight. And I was like, never mind. I'll just reduce to a like 4 to 5 second like slow descended pause to explode up. And I did basically like 3 to 4 sets of this, and then we do some basic cable crossover stuff. I didn't really show that. And at the end of the workout, what I just decided to do is instead of 5x5, I decided to do 100 reps of 135 for time. And I think I finished it to, this is kind of like the beginning. And the next clip we go into is kind of like the last like 10-ish reps. And I think I did an additional 5 because I wasn't too sure. Like I was pretty sure that I was at 100. But I was like, fuck it, I'll do 5 more reps. And my friend I was working out with right there, he's like, oh, what rep you on? I was like 90. So this is basically like the last 10 reps of that. And it's definitely fun to, to figure out your muscle fatigue and pacing and rep schemes and just kind of know your body, where you might fatigue. And I was already down to where I was mainly doing like 3, max 5. And I was getting pretty close to failure, and actually get close here and I have to like cut it down to like a couple singles or a double and a single. But yeah, next week we're doing some low, basically three low carb days, which is right now I'm at 185 grams of carbs, 185 grams of protein, and 70 grams of fat. So we're gonna be doing 3 days of basically 35 to 50% of that, and then a moderate day, which is about 75% of that. And then 2 more low days again, and then on the 6th day we'll do like a refeed, which I'll basically do like double what I'm eating now of carbs and clean refeed. So been definitely interested in this whole carb cycling thing, and we'll see how this works out. I'm doing a lot better with my diet this week. Last week I was still going ham on Oreos and shit and miscellaneous bullshit here and there. I mean, I was kind of staying within range of pretty much staying in my macros, but I just wasn't getting the best macros. But definitely look to see what end of this week has and next week, and see what this low carb cycling does. Catch you guys later. Peace.